What's going on, my peoples? It's your boy Kenny Man back one time for your mind. Listen, people, welcome to the OBF, the family channel. Listen, man, we just gonna get straight into it tonight, man. This boy Stephen A. Smith, boy, I tell you, boy, he can't help himself, boy. This dude, listen, man. When they tell you that folks sell their soul for a bag, they do it. Then he contradict himself about Colin Kaepernick. They try to get Colin Kaepernick. Somehow the Seattle Seahawks they traded what's his name, Russell Wilson to Denver, and so they looking for a quarterback. So Colin Kaepernick comes up. Well, he didn't even come up. The coach Pete Carroll and shit. He just throws Colin Kaepernick name out there. Nobody even said nothing about Colin Kaepernick, but he did. I guess he tried to jump out there head first and say something about Colin Kaepernick before somebody even asked him about it. So it's just a bunch of nonsense shit. But let's get into this shit, people, because Stephen A. Smith, he continued to lie. He continued to act like he was a part of the movement. He was with Colin. He was rocking with Colin. Listen, you wanted to do things the coon way. Colin Kaepernick is standing on principles. And as long as he's standing on principles, regardless if he get a job or not, Colin Kaepernick is set for the rest of his life. He is fine. He got money. He's got documentaries, TV shows, Netflix deals. I mean, he got a Nike deal. He is fine. His merch is still popping, nigga. He is all right. So nobody really tripping off of that shit. But the man want to play football. And that's fine with me. But I'm like Colin Kaepernick. I'm not begging. I'm not bending no knee to play in a racist ass league that can't stand for no principles. They're about, and I understand a business is about money, but sometimes some shit you have to stand up and have principles for. If they rock with Colin Kaepernick, they wouldn't have seen a dip in their ratings. But just listen to how Stephen A. Smith justified his coonish behavior in the beginning of this whole situation when Colin Kaepernick first took a knee. How he acted like he was riding with everybody. He was riding with Colin. We agree with everything Colin Kaepernick said. You a liar. Because if you did, you wouldn't have been out here selling Colin Kaepernick out. But let's get into it, people. Buck dancing bonanza. Matter of fact, hold on, people. First of all, we got a motherfucking coon alert. Stephen A. Smith. My bad, people. Coon alert. Here go Mr. Butter Biscuits all day eating son of a bitch, Stephen A. Smith.
Aim to sign Kaepernick.
It's been time for a team to sign Kaepernick. Years. It ain't gonna happen. You can throw all the passes you want. You can get all the NFL wide receivers you want out there. It ain't gonna happen. This is what I was talking about. Have I lied yet, Marcus? All of these folks were talking. And I said, when he didn't show up for that workout in Atlanta, organized by the National Football League, you were done. Period.
First of all, time out. Stephen A. Smith, you said it's been time for Colin Kaepernick to be playing in the league. But Stephen A. Smith, you was part of making sure he couldn't get back in the league with your coonish behavior. With you going against the movement. This is my problem with some of these black folks. You got a brother like Colin Kaepernick and others standing on principles, standing on what is right. But you got other brothers and sisters knowing that we right about this situation, knowing we should be standing on principles, knowing we should be riding and standing up for our people. They'd rather take the side of the wrong because the bag is bigger. Because I guess the grass is greener over there. Listen, people, nothing will ever change if you don't stand up to the people that have the power, which means they got the money. You have to stand up against that. If enough people stand up and fight against that shit, if motherfuckers said, look, I ain't watching no more NFL, black people said, we done. We'd have seen a real big impact in the NFL. If the players would have stood side by side with Colin Kaepernick, that league, the NFL league, would have crumbled. They would have gave in. But no. Them sellout ass players that didn't ride with Colin Kaepernick, motherfuckers like Stephen A. Smith, buck dancing and selling us out every chance he get, going against the movement, not standing for what's right. He want to stand on the side of the wrong because they got the bag and they got the power. Because he's scared. But then he try to sit up here, and then I tell you this was going to happen? Yeah. You know why it happened? Because you helped it. You helped make that happen. By not standing for what's right. Not riding with your brother in the beginning of this shit. And then you want to all of a sudden now act like I'm with Colin Kaepernick. No, you wasn't. You wasn't, and you're not now. You're not. You understood very well what Colin Kaepernick was talking about in the beginning. But you chose to ignore it. Because you were scared. Stephen A. Smith, you are a liar, man. You are a liar. And you're a disgrace to the black community. I swear you are a disgrace. Sitting up there looking like Papa Smurf. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Let's move on. Motherfucker out here looking like Kermit the Frog or some shit. You know what I mean?
Everybody want to sit up there and everybody want to get upset. Continue to get upset. This is what happened. Colin Kaepernick.
Time out. Let me just say this, because this buffoon already pissing me off. I ain't upset about it no more. I don't give a fuck if Colin Kaepernick play in the league or not. Long as financially he fine, he can take care of his family, I'm good. And he's standing on his principles. I don't give a fuck about him playing. We ain't mad no more, Stephen A. Smith. You know what we mad at? We mad at people like you. That's what we mad at. We understand what some black people, we understand what the motherfucking NFL have done and what they doing to our brother Colin and to all the rest of some of the other brothers. I watched an interview a while ago with the late great Dick Gregory. And he said, if you don't stand for nothing, people gonna always take advantage of you. Because that means that you're willing to do anything. Because you don't have any principles. And you don't stand for anything. So you're willing to do it. People go out of their way to disrespect you. People go out of their way to take advantage of you. And Stephen A. Smith is one of those people. He doesn't stand for anything. So, of course, he can come out and act like, oh, I was right and blah, 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 throw shoulders up and you can get mad. And nigga, we ain't mad. Ain't nobody mad anymore. Let's move on, people. And I'm going tell you why Jim Brown is highly respected by the NFL and shit like that, because he left them motherfuckers in his prime and said, fuck that, I gotta go out here and do some good shit, even though he wound up turning out to be an old ass sellout. But he, at one point in time, he stood for some shit. So that's why he's accepted in the NFL. And they see his old ass, he ain't got no fight in him. Instead of him pushing the young bucks, hey, go ahead, Colin, I got you, I'm riding. Nah, he got out there, buck down, shuck and jive. Him and Ray Lewis went up to the White House. Yes, I'm Master Trump. Him, Kanye West, all them buck dancing bonanza ass Negroes. Man, don't tell me you ride with Colin Kaepernick. Nigga, if you still out here watching football, you ain't riding with Colin. I'm sorry, we should not be watching that shit. Every time I see those brothers on the field, all I see is a bunch of little field niggas. That's what I see. Sorry to tell my young brothers, that's all I see, brothers. Because y'all should stand for something. And like I said, listen, man, I'm going to move on, man. Because this shit is already irritating the fuck out of me.
Kaepernick was blackballed. Unfairly, I might add. Even though blackball in itself is being unfair.
First of all, listen, and I'm going to say it again. Stephen A., you helped it. You helped blackball him. Maybe not blackball, whiteball. You helped them get whiteball. Because black people was riding with him, even though some of you buck dancers sided with white supremacists and his racist ass NFL league. You helped that, Stephen A. Smith. My problem is with Stephen A. Smith is that he don't even take any responsibility. He acting like he was just right. You was right about how they was going whiteball him, yeah. But did you help stop that? Did you ride with Colin? No, you sided with the motherfuckers that was whiteballing him, telling him that he got a buck dance and shuck and jive. Like you do. Go back a little bit, people.
Continue to get upset. This is what happened. Colin Kaepernick was blackballed. Unfairly, I might add. Even though blackball in itself is being unfair. He should have been in the league years ago. He should have never been exiled from the National Football League. He never violated the NFL rules. He was free to take a knee if he so chose. He did so respectfully. He didn't impede the game in any way. He certainly exercised his right as an American citizen. We all know this.
You did not say that in the beginning. All this shit that Stephen A. Smith is saying, that, you know, how Colin Kaepernick had a right and all this other shit, he didn't break no rules or nothing like that. Stephen A. Smith, you never said that in the beginning. This motherfucker is a hypocrite, man. He's a liar. Oh, now you understand. You should have been understood it. You a drifter. You went with where the wave was going. Oh, white people was upset. Oh, shit. No. Colin, you can't do that. You fucking it up. That's exactly what you did. You criticized this man from the beginning of him when he took a knee. Motherfucker, it is recorded. We see you, nigga. You was on TV. You was on that dumbass show, First Take, nigga. Boy, this nigga, black people, we can't invite him to the cookout no more. He can't even be invited. We shouldn't even think about inviting him back to the cookout. At the end of the day, Stephen A. Smith, I hope it's worth it for you to be a fucking scary ass sellout. I hope that bag is worth all this bullshit that you doing. This dude, man.
And thousands upon thousands of American soldiers would vouch for Colin Kaepernick. The NFL didn't care. They sat up there and said, we don't want to touch this man. He was going to be out the league anyway. Jay-Z is one of the people that was in the mix communicating with owners along with various others. I know that I spoke up about it publicly and privately to NFL personnel. What happens? I meet his lady. They want to try for 18. Well, guess what? Everything was scared to touch him. Put me up on the screen. I want America to see me when I say this stuff. He said, hey, Colin Kaepernick should be playing. The teams did not want to touch him for a workout because they were scared, if they didn't want him, Swagoo, that he could sit up there and accuse them of racism. So the NFL stepped in. And they said, okay, for the first time in the league's history, we're going to conduct a private workout for this player. One team didn't show up. 5 teams didn't show up. 10 teams didn't show up.
Let me just say that. You see how arrogant he is? Oh, Jay-Z fuck Jay-Z. What Nas say? Fuck Jay-Z. That bitch sold Colin Kaepernick out. Fuck him too. And I talked to him. Nobody wanted to touch. They didn't want Colin Kaepernick accused them of being racist. Why would he do that? To give him an opportunity. Why would they think that he gonna get there and accuse of them being racist? Why? You see the nonsense shit? People, let me just explain something to the stupid people out here in the world, out here in the country. Listen, let me say something to you. Listen, just because we say that's why I make it very, very clear of what I'm saying. We say some white people are racist. We got some people in America that is very racist. Some minorities are racist. Even though they don't have the power as like the white people in the country. But some people are fucking racist. Doesn't mean that every white person we talking about is racist. If you assume that I'm calling you a racist, or you think that you're a racist, that's on you. That's on fucking you. I'm sick of this fake ass outrage of white fear. Oh my God, he think I'm a racist? We make racist babies. Hey, motherfucker, you don't make racist babies. You train young kids to be racist. That's what you do. Not all of you, but a lot of you. I'm sorry, some of you. That's a fact that happens. This ain't no shit you born and you're a racist. No, some of you train your kids to be racist. That's not our motherfucking fault. That's your fault. But they try to reverse that shit and act like it's us. We tripping. We calling white babies racist. Why the fuck would I do that? I told you, listen, it's not that they don't know what racism is. They pretend to be dumb about racism because they think we're dumb. So they try to change the definition of what racism is or systemic racism. Motherfucker, listen, I wasn't born last night. I was born at night. These motherfuckers are playing stupid ass culture war games and stupid ass wordplay games and acting like trying to play without comprehension. Listen, nobody, any of them owners assumed that Colin Kaepernick was going to call them racist or some other bullshit because they was Why would he call you racist if you gonna give him an opportunity to play for their team? To play for your team. Why would you think that? So for them white owners to say that shit to this goofy ass motherfucker and him believing that let me know how stupid Stephen A. Smith is. Let's move on.
26 teams showed up. Black personnel for 18 of those teams, according to the reports. And you decided, because of a waiver that you didn't want to sign, you were not going to show up, and as a result, conducted your own workout at a high school field.
Now, mind you, that's what he, listen, and I'm gonna explain something to you. I honestly do believe that Stephen A. Smith was behind the scenes trying to get Colin Kaepernick, trying to help Colin Kaepernick out to get a shot. I believe that. The problem is Stephen A. Smith is not stupid, people. Listen, Stephen A. Smith is very intelligent. Listen, people, that waiver that they was trying to give him was basically a fuck you waiver. So let's just say Colin Kaepernick signed that waiver, and it wasn't like a regular waiver, people. It wasn't a regular, like, you know, when motherfuckers go trial for teams and shit. It wasn't like one of those regular waivers. It was a waiver in there. The waiver, some stuff was in that waiver, basically telling Colin Kaepernick, if we don't give you, if none of these teams pick you up, you can't sue us. They was worried about. My bad. They was worried about. They was worried about them getting sued. They wasn't. Listen, people. If you read the waiver, which I did, they was just gonna come out. That shit was basically like a photo op. If Colin Kaepernick would have went, signed that waiver, it would have been a photo op. No team would have picked him up. And the NFL said, you know what? We gave him an opportunity. He wasn't good enough. We moved on. That's all that was. Colin Kaepernick, his lawyers were smart enough to understand what the fuck they was trying to do. They already whiteballed him. And then all of a sudden, now y'all want to give me a chance? Do y'all still think I'm right? No. A lot of them owners still didn't fuck with Colin Kaepernick. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. And Stephen A. Smith is sitting out here acting like, because he was somehow so much involved and behind the scenes trying to get Colin Kaepernick this shot. That's why he mad. I went out of my way to try. That's basically saying I went out of my way. But the deal was some bullshit. What you tried to help me get, come with that waiver contract, it was some bullshit. And you know that. The fuck out of here, Stephen A. Smith. You're a liar, bro. You're a liar. And it's sad that people watch this show knowing this dude lies all the time and he a sellout.
With receivers we didn't know. Instead of using the Atlanta Falcons facilities, all their video equipment, and everything else. And at that moment, I said, he's done. They're not going to give him another chance.
First of all, go back and listen to what you said, you goofy bastard. Yeah, he done. Listen to me. Stephen A. Smith was mad that Colin Kaepernick didn't show up for that sham ass tryout. Because he felt like he had something really so much to do with him getting that opportunity. Stephen A. Smith ain't gonna tell you that, but that's how he acting. That's how he's acting. He's still acting that way. He's still bitter about that. Stephen A. Smith, you should be ashamed of yourself, man. Let's move on.
Because at the end of the day, you're so dogged about how you want to do it. They said, we gonna move on without you. How the NFL?
No. Colin Kaepernick didn't show up because of that contract. Stephen A. Smith knows that. It wasn't about where they wanted to have it. None of that goofy shit. It was about that waiver. And you goddamn right he should have stuck. He wanted to be stubborn and stood on his motherfucking principles, which you are not qualified to even talk about or even have any motherfucking standards. You're willing to do anything for your master. He's unbelievable. Unfucking believable. You goddamn right he's supposed to stood on morals and principles. You goddamn right, Stephen A. Smith. You buck dancer bonanza. You so gun-ho of being a sellout. It's a goddamn shame. This motherfucker is arrogant as fuck too, man.
How have the NFL ratings been without Colin Kaepernick? It's a facetious question, because we all know the answer to that. Marcus, put Marcus back up on the screen so I can see him, please. How are those ratings for the NFL?
Very good.
Season? What about the season before that?
Very good.
What about season before that? What about the season before that? It's been 6 years.
Stephen A. Smith, you see, and that's where the cooning come in. What is it? What the years before? What was the years before? You buck dancer bonanza. Listen to me, people. Them raisins would have got fucked up if black people would have stuck together. If black people didn't do this type of fuckery, this fucking coonery, and still supported the NFL. If those brothers on the field would have rided with Colin Kaepernick, those motherfucking viewers would have dipped. They wouldn't have had no views like that. Because simple fact, the best fucking players in any goddamn basketball, football, and football, black people run that. We the best. You got a couple of little white boys that's okay. Don't tell me about Tom Brady. He a cheat. I don't fuck with his bigoted ass. He a bigot too. I don't give a fuck how many black Negroes that he tried to get to come play with him, get him jobs. Fuck him. You was riding with Trump, bitch. Had your Make America Great hat in your locker, laughing and giggling like a little goofy motherfucker. I don't trust a motherfucker white person like that smile that goddamn much. So happy go lucky all the goddamn time. Fuck Tom Brady, nigga. If those brothers would have took a stand with Colin Kaepernick and us black people that are viewers would have stopped watching the motherfucking NFL and buying their merchandise and going to the stadiums, we would have had an impact. But no. Some of your buck dancing bonanza ass Negroes is out here still watching the NFL. Still supporting it. You Negroes that's out there was still playing for this racist ass league. That's why nothing happened. Everybody at the while, everybody just like some of our black people, they get right back on that bandwagon of cooning. We was upset at first, Master, but we back. Yes, we back to watch your sports. Watch what you give us. We appreciate what you give us, Master. Goofy ass niggas. Yeah, fuck out of here. Let's move on.
If Tom Brady was gone for 6 years, he'd have a hard time getting the chance. Because he's been gone 6 years. And this is the national
First of all,
football.
you're a goddamn liar. You are a fucking liar. You are a liar. See what I mean by him? He is like, nigga, if Tom Brady was out the league for 6 years and he was in his prime, Tom Brady would have got back. We didn't see bum-ass quarterbacks get back in the league over Colin Kaepernick. Shut the fuck up, Stephen A. Smith. You are a fucking liar. That's why I made the title, Stephen A. still lying. He's still fucking lying. Why are you gonna lie to people like... This nigga said Tom Brady was gone for 6 years. He'd have a hard time getting in the league. Oh, you fucking kidding me? This is Tom Brady. And he white, motherfucker. We see all these bum-ass white quarterbacks getting second, third, fourth, fifth chances. And they ain't do nothing wrong, but they just ain't good enough. But they get second, third, fourth, fifth chances. Man, shut the fuck up, Stephen A. Smith. You're a fucking liar. Anyway, let's move on, people. This nigga is a liar, man.
National Football League. This is what I said. And because we say, Marcus, be very careful about what you say, Marcus. Because you see, we agree with 99% of what Colin Kaepernick has said and done. We agree with 99% of how Eric Reed feels. We agree, but.
You get ready to do his but. When that bitch get the stuttering, that bitch get the lying. He start telling half-truths. You are a goddamn liar. You don't agree with nothing that Colin Kaepernick stand for. You know why? Because you was in the beginning, once again, like I said, you was one of the main people going against his movement, going against what he was standing for, going against what we were standing for, the people, your own people. Well, some of us, because a lot of us are some sellouts. Some of us some fucking sellouts, just like him. And they ain't even getting a bag. And motherfuckers still a bunch of sellouts. You are a liar. You are a habituous liar. You don't agree with shit that Colin Kaepernick stood for, you lying bastard. This dude, man, unfucking believable, man. Unbelievable. I don't even know why he lying. There's no reason to... Listen, people, I would respect the motherfucker a little more, a little bit, if you just be honest. Even if I disagree with you. I would rather for you to be honest about your fucking bullshit. Stand on your shit. Start acting. And Stephen A. Smith does this shit all the time. Try to play both sides. But we know what side you riding with, bitch. Because some shit that black people got to be all in on. Colin Kaepernick, the situation with him and the movement and what he was talking about, we should have been all in. No questions about it. It's nothing to talk about. It's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to ride for. It's the right thing to stand for. It's not a debate. I don't debate. Listen, I don't debate people that against or what I'm talking about. For what? If you are opposite of what's right, then I don't know what's wrong with you. Some shit ain't got no middle ground. Police brutality is real. Unarmed black people, men, women, and children are getting beaten and getting killed in these streets. This shit is real. This is facts. We are seeing it till this day, since the beginning of time. But, you know, we seeing it on video now. And we tripping? Motherfuckers in the military talking about some people talking, it's disrespect to the military, taking knee with the national anthem. Fuck that national anthem. Did they die for the national anthem, nigga? I thought they was over there sacrificing their lives to protect the freedom of speech and protect the people that's here in America. Not no goddamn anthem or no fucking flag. You feel disrespect. I don't give a fuck who it is. You felt disrespect that Colin Kaepernick take a knee. What about those unarmed black people's family that is mourning their people, mourning their loved ones that got murdered and got beaten by these police officers? Where the fucking sympathy and empathy for that? Where the outrage? But you mad about some fucking symbols, man. Kiss my ass to all you motherfuckers that think that way. Fuck all of y'all.
But that 1%, Marcus, that we might might disagree in terms of how you elected to handle it. Brace yourself. You're about to be called sellout. You're about to be called cool. You're about to be
Yeah,
called
because you know it. You know it. And he know it. He know it. Listen, people, let me explain something to you, people. I have never been called the sellout or a coon. Never. The worst thing somebody ever called me was a dope boy. But ain't nobody never called me no sellout. Stephen A. Smith know he's be selling out people. That's why he bring it up. Oh, and then people gonna start saying that you a sellout. You a coon. You are, bitch. You are. You sold Colin Kaepernick out. You sold out people out just like you always do. You sold out those people, them unarmed black people, men, women, and children that's getting getting beat by the police and getting murdered by the police. Children are getting fucked up by the police. You sold them out, bitch. Yes, you are a sellout. Because you had a chance to stand for something that was right, but you chose to choose that bag. You chose yourself instead of choosing your people. That's exactly what you did. That's exactly what you're doing right now. And then now you want to whine and bitch and complain about motherfuckers. Oh, they're going to call you a sellout. They're going to call you a coon. You are. To me, you a house nigga. You worse. You worse than a fucking coon or a sellout. You a house nigga. That's even worse to me. Motherfucker say, every day I wake up to see how much money I can make my boss. And you don't think you're a sellout? Nigga, when I wake up, I go to my job, I ain't thinking about how much money I can make to help my boss make more money. I go to do my motherfucking job to the best of my ability. That's why I got hired. But this coon ass, bonanza ass nigga had a nerve to say that shit in a tweet. You do coonery shit. You say coonery shit. You stand on what's wrong than to stand with something that's right. That's coonery shit to me. That's fuckboy shit. That's bozo shit. That's goofy digger shit. So yes, Stephen A. Smith, you are a sellout. Just wanted you to know that. And I know it don't really, it bothers him a little, but it don't bother him that much, because if it bothered him that much, he wouldn't be continue to do what he doing. That's why I don't feel no empathy or sympathy for when Stephen A. Smith get his nigga call. Because he will get that bitch. It's like Candace Owens and the rest of them buck dancing bonanzas. All of them gonna get they motherfucking wake up with they nigga call. Hello? Yeah, this Stephen A. What? What I do, master? Come on, master. It was just an honest mistake. Listen, I know, I got out of line. I'm sorry. Come on, boss. Come on, boss. Please don't let me go. Please don't do this to me. That's what it's called gonna be. Because he a pussy ass motherfucker. He a sellout. He's scared.
We call all of it because God forbid, as grown men, that we think for ourselves and say, you know what, we agree with you, but damn, bro, you might have wanted to handle this portion just a touch differently. God forbid we do that. This is listen
to me, my people. This is what I say to black folks. It's certain shit that we say, right, to our brothers and sisters if we disagree with them. I disagree with a lot of shit that Roland Martin be saying. I caught myself having to get a little frustrated and went off the rails on Roland Martin and shit a couple of times. And I didn't like my tone. I didn't like how I was coming at them because I'm trying to get him to listen to me. Not just hear me. Listen to me. So when I go at the Roland Martins of the world sometimes, I'll be like, yo, watch your fucking tone. You're not talking to children. All right, they younger than you. They probably your nieces and nephews' ages or whatever. But they grown ass people. You're talking about grown ass people, black folks. Watch your tone. But at the same time, I don't get that upset at him about that because simple fact he keep that same tone when it comes to them white folks. So I gotta respect that. Even if I disagree with him on some things, on certain issues. Stephen A. Smith. When Riley Cooper was calling black people niggas at a country concert, at the security, calling security, black security guard, niggers and all types of shit, you was the same dude that defended that. You the same dude did that. And now you want to sit up here and act like Colin Kaepernick, oh, you should just do some things that's different, brother. That's it. We agree with you and everything. No, you didn't. You are a liar. You was disagreeing with almost damn everything that Colin Kaepernick was saying and doing. Because you were in a moment, ass nigga, and you scared, and you was scared, and you still scared. That's why you still sitting out here saying this buffoonery shit. You should be a fucking shame of yourself. Let's move on, people.
What it is. Colin Kaepernick can have all the workouts he wants. I'm never going to say never because anything could happen. And we pray that it will because I want the brother back in the league because I want him to show. I still don't believe the 64 quarterback's better than Colin Kaepernick. But we all know he ain't going because of football. He going because of something else. He knew that too. And still elected not to show up when we would have had.
Why was that? Because he was standing for something that was righteous. He was standing on the greater good. Just say what it is. Don't act like he did something wrong. He did nothing wrong but stand up and tell the truth. And stood with the people that was getting abused and getting murdered out here in these streets, which was our people. Stephen A. Smith, you should be ashamed of yourself, man. You should be ashamed of yourself. I don't even know how you look yourself in the mirror every day. I don't know how you wake up and think that what you're doing is okay. And lying to people. I told you, I'm more offended by black people that will sit here and lie to our face and sell us out than a racist. I gives less fuck about racist people. I talk about them, so I talk about a lot of racist shit and racist systemic racism and racism, period, because I want to educate my people what to look out for. That's it. I don't give a fuck about racist people. I don't. I truly don't. I don't give a fuck what they think about me or think about our people. I really don't give a flying fuck. But I give a fuck about sellout ass black dudes, black people selling us out. I have a real issue with that. I'm more angry about that. So Stephen A. Smith, you can huff and puff and lie your way all you want and pretend that you so offended that people are calling you a sellout and wondering why people calling you a sellout. You know why, nigga. You know why. Don't play these motherfucking games with me. Don't play with the people like that. You know why we say what we said about you, you goofy fuckboy. But of course you want to play these games. That's fine. Let's move on, people.
Had the video, it would have got leaked out to the public. We would have seen for ourselves. The world was transfixed on watching you show yourself in front of those NFL personnel. And you
first of all, that video was still out there. Where he worked out at, where he didn't work out, or where he did work out at, that shit still went viral. People still watch Colin Kaepernick. We knew he could still play. We know he was better than a lot of motherfucking quarterbacks. We already knew that. And people don't tell me about his stats and all that other fucking bullshit. His quarterbacks out there stats worse than him and getting shots. And don't tell me, oh, it was just about him. He haven't got in these 6 7 years. He haven't got a opportunity to trial for a team because of his something because his stats wasn't good 5 6 years ago. We know why. Because when I hear black people say that goofy ass shit, stop playing with me. You know why he ain't getting the opportunity. You know why. Don't tell me about no fucking stats. You know why he ain't get that opportunity. Ain't got nothing to do with them bum ass quarterbacks coming in all the time. They stats is just as worse as Colin Kaepernick's, nigga. And they getting shots. They being backups. They getting opportunities to maybe start if somebody get hurt or they come in and try to get the starting job. We know that for a fact. So don't tell me about no fucking stats. And don't tell me, oh, his shit didn't go viral because he didn't go and do the shit that the NFL, the tryouts and all that. He still went viral. He still was good. The fuck out of here. Let's move on, people.
Declined. You wanted to buck the system.
You goddamn right.
This is the price. He ain't coming back in the league, in my estimation. All of this is smoke.
Right, and remember what he said. He want to buck the system. See, Stephen A. Smith is a company man. He's a house nigga. He's afraid of the man. That's why he said, "Oh, you want to just buck the system." The system was bad. The system is bad. It need to be fixed. It need change. And you know that, Stephen A. Smith, but you're okay because they tolerate you. He acting like Colin Kaepernick bucking the system is something bad. He not falling in line with the bullshit. Like he is. That's all he's saying. Colin, all you had to do was play the game, brother. Play the game like I do. Even though you're going to lose your self-respect, they're going to take a little bit of your dignity. See, let me explain something to y'all. See, it's different type of black people, right? You got motherfuckers like Stephen A. Smith, but you got motherfuckers that they have principles. Like money and fame and celebrity and shit, materialistic shit, a lot of that shit don't really mean nothing to people like me. Because that shit you can have it and then that shit could be gone in a blink of an eye. And you know why? Because your ass can die. You don't die with none of this shit, people. It's about the impact that you left on this earth. Ain't about none of that materialistic bullshit. All that shit, money, all that shit, that's just the, to make sure you live a decent life and maybe help others and shit like that. And which money and shit like that can help you do. But it's not everything. Listen, people, I believe I have a much more of an impact of what I do on the show, creating OBF and shit like that, and coming out with the new channel. It's gonna be called, the new channel gonna be called Mr. OBF, to let y'all know. But I feel I have a bigger impact in that way than me just handing out money and and all that other shit, which I can do some, but you know what I mean? I want to change people's thought processes. I want people to be more open about what they're seeing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Making common sense about things. Stop acting like, because it seems like it's the norm and that shit is normal. It's not normal. I want to impact. Money and all that shit means nothing. Money only means that my family, whatever, can do whatever they can do. That's all it's about, nigga. Listen, man, I got a will, nigga. I ain't fuck about that shit. Money ain't none of that shit. Got life insurance. I ain't fuck about that shit. My wife and all, and my daughter get all that shit. That shit mean that much to me. I want to leave an impact. This whole deception shit of people thinking that all that matters is, get in the bag, kissing ass. Nah, man. I stand on principles. I don't got time to be kissing people ass. I'm a grown ass man, bro. And I truly believe this. I thought that when I got like in my 40s or some shit like that, I knew that I was gonna kind of calm down. I knew I was gonna wasn't gonna tolerate certain fuck shit. I knew that. I predicted that I would get this age and a lot of this shit that I normally would be okay with, I wouldn't be. Because I just felt like about time I got this age, shit would look different to me. And so that's why a lot of this shit that I see people doing, I be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? It's unnecessary. Just be a decent fucking human being. Stand for what's right. You worrying about this and you worrying about whatever people got and you worrying about what they doing and all that shit, man. Worry about you. And when you mentally good and financially and physically good, then everybody around you start taking care of everybody else. Then you start helping people. But if you ain't good here, you gonna always be a selfish person. Let's move on, man.
Because they ain't gonna sign him. If they do, I will be ecstatic for him because he deserves to be back in the league. I don't believe it's gonna happen.
What you initially said is it's been time, and from a football context, absolutely, it's been time. And we don't have to believe that it's not 64 quarterbacks better than Colin Kaepernick. It ain't 64 quarterbacks better. It ain't 32 that's better than Colin Kaepernick. And to your point, Stephen A., like, I'm glad you said what you said, because the elephant in the room is this.
First of all, people ain't even 20.
Football, all right? Now, you and I don't 100% agree on the tryout, the workout, right? Because you and I had this conversation beyond television, and I said, Stephen A., Colin Kaepernick, his team decided that we want to feel like this is an equal opportunity for him and the league. And we know the league, and I'm going to tell you, Stephen A., I love the NFL. NFL is the best thing going when it comes to sports, when it comes to sagas and all of the things. NBA close. But the NFL...
First of all, the NFL is bullshit. And it maybe it's just because it's my opinion. And he a former football player. So, his feelings about football in the NFL is a little different. It's bullshit, people. I listen, people. If I just say I started watching football again, I just could not get the way they treated Colin Kaepernick, and the game don't look the same to me. That's why I don't fuck with the NFL. It just don't feel the same. I don't think I could, even if I did want to watch the NFL, I don't think I would enjoy it. That's just me. It left a bad taste in my mouth with the Colin Kaepernick shit. I just don't feel good about it. I don't even like talking about the NFL. Period. But we talking about it because the situation with Colin now. But other than that, I rarely talk about, I don't talk about the NFL. Like it's nothing.
Is one of those things where you know what apple cart you upset that's going to keep you out. And we all knew that Colin, I said this when it happened. When Colin Kaepernick and the NFL started going back and forth, I said when it happened that they are going to use this man as an example for standing up for something right. And that's what is happening. And two, let me get to this point because we had this conversation. This is about owners. All right, this is another situation where we can stop saying the league and the NFL. This is owners. If you had three owners that acknowledged Colin Kaepernick was a better quarterback than the guys on their squad, and they had the gumption to sign him and deal with what may come, especially the time that we living in right now, we've had that conversation as well. Mm-hmm. He would
time out. Hold on, brother. You know why nobody want to do that? Because it ain't no black owners. You give black people ownership, big ownership into an NFL team. They don't even want black people, a whole bunch of black people, or black owners and shit, put their money up to get a team. Think about that, because you know what'll happen if they allow black people to own a team. The league changes. That good old boys club, that racism bullshit changes. This white balling of Colin Kaepernick and a lot of shit that goes on would change. Because you know what would happen? Motherfuckers assigned Colin Kaepernick. You remember the motherfucker, a lot of brothers and sisters try to get their money. Oprah, all of them. They try to get their money together. P. Diddy, all of them tried to get the Panthers. What the league do? What the league do? They called they rich buddies. One of y'all got to get this motherfucking team. Outbid these niggas. They ain't got more money than y'all. Not together. Even all the money black people got, they ain't got more money than one of y'all. That's what happened. That's what happened. So they know. One black owner would have hired Colin Kaepernick. I put money on that. That would have been the first thing they did owning the team. They'd have run Colin straight up in there. Back up, or he would have started. Or third stream, however you want to look at it, he would have been on that team. Man, listen, man, we all know what this is about racism, bro. Hey, come on, we can't keep playing these dumbass games, man. Let's move on.
He would have a job.
Hold on. Marcus, I got to push back on that. At this point right now, I get it. 100%. It was about owners 5 years ago. Do you still think it's about owners now? Or it's that he hasn't played in 5 years?
Molly, let me ask you a question.
She talking about she got to put... Oh, this buck down a bit. Oh, you know. This, man, fuck her too. You know, I don't want to be disrespectful. Never mind, man. I was getting ready to say something real disrespectful. But I got a lot of respect for Jalen Rose. I don't know if they getting a divorce or not, or they in the process of getting a divorce. I don't want to disrespect that man's wife. But come on, man. Molly, shut your goofy ass up. Oh, I got to push back on that. You still think it's the owners or he just can't play. Stop that nonsense shit. Listen, how you know he can play? And nobody gave him an opportunity? Even if what she's saying is true. They won't even bring him in for a workout. What is she talking about? Boy, listen, boy, if coonery, it ain't real. If coonery ain't real, boy. Oh, I gotta put. Hold on. I gotta push back. Push back on what? You just said something stupid. Let's move on.
Good question. All right. I'm not talking about this particular time. I'm talking about the whole timeline leading up to it. And we keep saying the NFL. We keep saying the league.
No, the owners. But that's what I'm saying. I 100% agree with you. I believe he was blackballed. I believe he should have played. But now I'm wondering, is it more of a football decision than it is even the owners deciding to keep him out of the league? Because how difficult is it to not play at the quarterback position for 5 years and to compete in the National Football League, which isn't his fault because they kept him out. But it just is what it is at this point.
Right. So why? All right. If you know that, why are you bringing that up? You can't use that as a crutch for the NFL. Oh, we don't want to take a chance on him because we don't know if he can still play because he's been out the league for 5-6 years. Who fuck was that? And then you know that, Molly. You know that. And you still bring up that dumbass talking point. I told y'all. I tried to tell y'all. They helped Colin Kaepernick get white ball. They talking about black ball. He got white ball. They helped him. They helped them do that. They helped the NFL and I don't give a fuck. The NFL, all that shit is the same to me, nigga. They all helped it. They all helped it with this nonsense talking points. You said, well, Actually, you say, well, they don't know if he could play, even though they the ones created the situation. So you answered the fucking question for yourself, dumbass. Let's move on, man.
But it's also a manifestation of a plan. All right, we're not gonna sit on here and because when you and me and SA get together, we tell the truth, just like he just did, from a different perspective. This is a manifestation of saying we will time him out.
Yeah.
That is what this is, and we have this conversation every year.
No. But wait a minute. I agree with you.
Here come coonery.
No problem with that.
Here come the coonery.
But what we have to do is look at Kaepernick and throw some culpability in his. And I'm not saying you're not doing that. We're just talking to a national audience, Marcus.
Right.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
And that's where we think you're a sellout. You keep trying to blame a man. You just a few minutes ago you just said everything he did was right. They didn't have no policies. He did nothing wrong. You just admitted that. And then now you come right back minutes later. Oh no, Colin got to take some responsibility in this. He wouldn't have had to take any responsibility in nothing if they wouldn't have tried to whiteball him. I'm sorry, they didn't try, they did it. What are you talking about? He got to take for what? Matter of fact, let's listen to why Colin Kaepernick should take responsibility.
Just talking to a national audience. The culpability is on his shoulders, and let me explain why. So Marcus Spears is in a contract negotiation.
There you go.
And you call your boy.
Yep.
And what we talk about. We talk about the forest from the trees. We talk about big picture. We talk about what you got to swallow in order to get what you will. Molly the same thing, me the same thing, anybody else the same thing. We talk about it. So what happened with Kaepernick?
Time the fuck out. Stephen A. Smith. And I'm going to go back to it again. A few minutes ago, you just said he did nothing wrong. He got fucked over. And then now they realize whatever came to them, the outrage of some of our people, because it wasn't all of us. I wish it was. But it wasn't all of our people. It wasn't all the NFL black players. Some of you sellout pieces of shit. Okay? You just admitted he did nothing wrong. So why do he gotta swallow their terms? He did nothing wrong to even be kicked out the league like that. To get whiteballed like that. He did nothing. He didn't break any policy. He didn't disrespect people. Listen, you could take it as disrespect, but we all know that's a bunch of bullshit. The man took a knee. He had somebody that was a former military that said that he didn't do nothing wrong. As he listened to that former military dude, the reason he even took the goddamn knee was because of the simple fact the military dude said that's more respectful. Colin said, you know what? I ain't trying to disrespect people. I'm trying to bring awareness. I do that. Instead he's sitting. I show that respect for you and others. See, people keep failing to realize that it was a white man, a former white military person that told Colin Kaepernick it's more respectful to take a knee. Talk to me. And they still was mad. All right, you was mad. He said, okay, Colin, military came. All right, take knee, cop. Don't sit. It's a little disrespectful. Just take a knee. Let's come to a compromise. But Stephen A. Smith, buck dancer bonanza ass. Matter of fact, out here buck dancing. Out here shucking and jobbing. And then he wonder why people calling him a sellout and a coon. You just admitted the man did nothing wrong. You just admitted that. But then you turn around and, oh, he should take some responsibility for what he did. Boy, this cooning won't stop. It just won't stop, people.
What Kaepernick is, it's my way. This is what I want. This is what I believe. And I'm not maneuvering my
First of all, that's a lie. Colin Kaepernick agreed with everything in that contract, that waiver, except for one thing. They said you couldn't sue us if we don't pick you up. One thing. He compromised with everything they had on the list. Everything that was in that contract, he agreed to, but one thing. Because his lawyers, his people understood what the fuck they was doing. Stephen A. Smith, boy. So that means they put a lot of shit in your contracts to make you do and say the stupid, goofy shit that you say. We'll pay you all this money, but you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't stand for what some things that's right, Stephen A., because, you know, it hurts our business. And Stephen A. Smith fall right on in line with it. That's all he was asking Colin Kaepernick. Just fall in line. Just, come on. Just sign the waiver. Hey, man, you're getting an opportunity. You wanted the opportunity, right? This motherfucker is a buffoon, man. It's a buffoon.
Bring my way around this by any way. By the way, I want to be a part of your problem. Don't work that way.
And say,
We didn't disagree. We didn't disagree with him. We all agreed with him. We know he's been blackballed. We know it's been wrong. But when he had the opportunity to sit up there, regardless of the waiver, when you had the opportunity, because the world
listen, first of all, if he wouldn't have signed that waiver, just like he didn't sign it, he had no opportunity. Stephen A. Smith is trying to get you to think that, oh, without the waiver, you still should have showed up. He wouldn't have been able to perform without that waiver. That's what Stephen A. Smith. That's why I say he tell half truths. So he's a fucking liar. He keep failing to tell people that. All he had to do was just show up. What? He couldn't show up without that waivers being signed. That bogus ass photo op ass waiver. And Stephen A. Smith knows this, and he's still sitting out here portraying that goofy shit. When plenty of black brothers and sisters had came on that show and explained this shit to this goofy motherfucker. He knows better. He trying to bamboozle the people. Like we don't know no better. Oh, Colin Kaepernick full. Man, please. Just like, you know who he sound? He sound like Ray Lewis and Jim Brown telling Colin Kaepernick, telling Colin Kaepernick, you should do it this way. How's that been working out for you, Jim? Doing it your way. And let me just explain something to you people. 30 years from now, ain't nobody gonna remember what the fuck Jim Brown did back in his prime. They gonna remember what Colin Kaepernick did. Because as long as I'm breathing, I'm gonna tell everybody, all the new generation that comes after that, my grandkids, or kids. Hey, Jim Brown was a sellout at the end of the day. Colin Kaepernick was about that life. He stood for something. Stephen A. Smith, you should be ashamed.
Was aware of the workout. See, that's what everybody's missing here. The world was aware of the workout. We were all had our eyes transfixed on it, and all he had to do was show up. I was told the brother would have to throw it in the stands. This is a quote. He would have to throw it into the stands to not have a job in the NFL within 2 weeks.
And say, hold on.
Well, first of all, Stephen A. Smith, that's what you was told. Whoever told you that lied. People, Stephen A. Smith lied or somebody lied to him. If he wouldn't have, listen, people, he wouldn't have been able to come in that workout if he didn't sign that waiver. It was, and let me explain to you, it was a weird ass waiver. It wasn't a regular waiver like somebody coming and trying out. It had a stipulation in there that you can't sue us if we don't give you a job. That has never ever been in a waiver of a person, an NFL player, no matter what color skin they were, to come in to do a trial. That was never ever in a waiver. Ever. Stephen A. Smith is lying to people. And he knows, listen, and he knows better. It's not like he don't know no better. He knows better. He know that was unusual. That don't happen. That don't happen in no waiver. You can't sue us though if we don't pick you up. If I was Colin Kaepernick, I'd have sued their ass again for putting that bullshit in there. Because he already sued him. I'd sue him again.
Hold on. See, this is where me and you run into our issue with this conversation.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know for a fact, you being one of my mentors, that there are things you are willing to accept and not willing to accept.
Time out, brother. I don't know you like that, but I know you're a former NFL player. Listen, brother. Stephen A. Smith is your mentor?
To accept.
Sure.
Whether you in a contract negotiation, whether
That's
you
right.
doing an interview or anything. And I just cannot agree with you that this wasn't a PR plan from the NFL. I said it when you and I sat on the show and say this was a sham workout, man.
We have no, time.
Yeah.
We have to revisit this in the second hour. The only point that I'm going to make is this. You're thinking that I disagree with you. That's not what I'm saying. I reported that portion. I didn't give you an opinion.
Right.
I reported what was told to me. So what I'm saying to you is that that's what they're saying. Now, whether we believe them or not is another issue. But the fact that they said it and all of us were watching put immense pressure on them. had he shown up, is my belief.
Yeah, but
We
all right.
can
All right, hold
revisit
on,
this
hold
now.
on.
But that's still bullshit. Even if Colin Kaepernick would have showed up, okay, it would have been the same impact. He'd have showed up without signing that waiver. They told Colin Kaepernick, if you don't sign that waiver, it ain't no reason it's no reason for the workout. That's a fact. That's what he knows that. He knows that. That's why I say I'm not disagreeing, but if he would have showed up. Show up for what? Okay, instead of him showing up to that bullshit that he wasn't going to go work out for, he went somewhere else at a high school and worked out and recorded his shit, put it on all through the internet, just like they would have did it. What is he talking about? What the fuck is Stephen A. Smith talking about? He's backpedaling. He don't know what the fuck listen. He knows what he knows what was in that contract. He know what's going on. He's just trying to be a sellout, and it's all about him. I was behind the scenes. That's all he mad about. He didn't even show up. And all I did behind the scenes. Nigga, it ain't just about you. You selfish, scared piece of shit. You got a job that you sell out for every day. But a man that stand on principles, you got a problem with that. Get the fuck out of here. Stephen A. Smith.
No, we're coming back to it, actually, because we got to look at the stipulations with the waiver as well. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back right with Marcus.
First of all, you don't got to take a look and go back and look at the waiver, because if you read the waiver from the beginning, you know what's in the waiver. And what is they keep debating about is Stephen A. Smith going to keep standing on that coon shit. That's all he going to do. He going to continue to keep doing that. That's what he does. Going over the information. We all know the information. If you read the waiver, you know what was in the waiver. I read it. I know what was in it. The man could not work out regardless. If he didn't sign that waiver, that bullshit ass waiver that they gave him, that's saying, basically saying, hey, if we don't give you a job, you can't sue us. We're gonna let you do the workout, but if we don't give you the job, you can't sue us. That has never been in the waiver, people, when somebody goes to work out for the NFL. Never have. Ever. Not for a workout, people. Not for a workout. That shit ain't even in contracts of if you got the job. That's not even in a contract in the NFL. That's a fucking like you get what I'm saying here? It was unusual. That shit didn't happen. And they did it because of the fact he just sued them, right? And they wasn't planning on giving him no real opportunity. Them teams wasn't going to really look at Colin Kaepernick. That was a photo op. And Stephen A. Smith admitted that he knows that. He knew that. He knew it. He was just mad. Colin ain't show up. For what? This man been fighting these people for years. He had to sue him and all this other type of shit. And then you want to give him an opportunity. But then he find out, his lawyers find out, this shit ain't nothing but a sham. This shit don't look right, Colin. First of all, why would Colin Kaepernick listen to Stephen A. Smith over his lawyers? Ask yourselves that. The fuck out of here. Stephen A. Smith should be ashamed of his fucking self, old goofy bastard. Anyway, people, make sure you guys subscribe to OBF the Family channel, people. Tell somebody that knows somebody, have people come over here, and so we can build this channel back up. Build this channel up as well, like we did with the former show, Opinion Buff Fast. Make sure you look out for next month. I'm coming back with a new live show, a new live channel called Mr. OBF. It's coming very soon. It's coming probably in about a couple of weeks. Probably maybe about 2 or 3 weeks. Look like 2 weeks, but it's gonna ready come around that time. We're gonna have merch out. Hopefully I have all OBF chains and shit sent out to the OBF members. We got a whole new different setup coming. You see the new studio setup is different. I ain't even fully done yet, but we got a whole bunch of new shit. Everything gonna be new. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and support the channel. Go to the Cash App, donate to the channel, OBF The Real Cash App. Make sure y'all go there. You see it strolling at the bottom. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Yeah, people. We get ready. The playoffs next month get ready to come up in basketball. I got LT and Nick coming out with a sports channel. A sports show on here. It's been a long time coming, but we working on it, people, and it's coming. And make sure you go over there to my brother Talking and Grubbing Media channel. He does the sports and shit like that over there. We definitely be on his platform as well. We're gonna be promoting each other. We're gonna do what black people should be doing for each other. Supporting each other, donating, and whatever we can do to help boost up our shit. Help promote each other. You get what I'm saying? So. Shout out to my man Talking and Grubbing. Make sure you go over there and subscribe to my brother's channel. Yeah, people, leave your comments, hit that like button, support your boy. It's your boy Kenny Man. Peace and love to the world.
Hey, it's Shay. I've been deemed the mother of OBF, which means I care for this channel. I care for each and every member of this channel. I've been kicking it with OBF for more than 6 years, which means I'm not new to this shit. I'm true to it. I believe in the intent of this channel. I believe in the mission, which is to inform, to educate, to notify, and to discuss. Here, we talk about everything, the latest and the greatest. You're going to get our opinions. You're going to get the facts raw and uncut, straight up real, 100%. Besides doing that, I think we've created something that haven't been done yet on this YouTube platform. We've created a squad that not anybody could be a member of. You have to be real. You have to be inspirational. You have to be positive. And most of all, you have to be consistent. You probably see on the show, we fight. We fight for our opinions. We fight for what we believe in. We fight, yes, as a family. But behind the scenes, we love even harder. Here at OBF the Squad, we are not kinfolk. We are straight up family. And I'm proud to be a member. Shay out. OBF for life.